Hello, and welcome to the Conscious Hoofbeat podcast, where equine wisdom and wellness, holistic horse healing, sacred stewardship, and soul led service converge. I'm your host, Dr. Pamela Maynard, and I'd like to say that some people have considered me a pioneer in the intersection of sacred horse medicine and mindful business. And let's consider this podcast your portal into the deeper layers of what it means to live, work, and serve in alignment with your purpose through the wisdom of the horse. Conscious Hoofbeat is a sanctuary for equine body workers, wellness practitioners, barefoot trimmers, animal intuitives, and heart-centered horsewomen who feel the call to walk a more conscious path with the horse. One that's rooted in presence, relationship, and holistic health and well-being. Here we explore what it truly means to serve horses, not just with your hands, but with your heart, your presence, and your soul as a healer, a space holder, and a sacred steward to the horse. So, welcome to the podcast. And today I have to share with you that sometimes I feel like I'm yelling into the wind, trying to figure out what horse people actually want. So, I asked a simple question in my Facebook group the other day. What's your number one burning horse question? And the answers I got weren't what I expected. But they did reveal something way deeper than I had planned on. I got a couple responses that I actually think were really important, and not because they need a quick fix, but because they reveal something bigger about the way we've been taught to relate to our horses and what we think might be missing. So, one of them, someone shared that their 12-year-old off-the-track thoroughbred won't back up under saddle. Even though he'll do it on the ground with all kinds of tack, halter, snaffle, even a hackamore, and they've tried everything, right? We hear that all the time. Oh, I've tried everything, including different horse trainers, and we watched all this stuff on YouTube. Okay, but here's the thing. This horse is communicating, and nobody's listening, not even the trainers. Backing up isn't just a skill. It's a moment of deep vulnerability. It requires trust, physical balance, emotional softness, and a sense of safety with the rider on the horse's back. So if a horse won't back under saddle, but it will back underground, I have to ask a few more questions, like, what's going on in this horse's nervous system? What's happening in his body, his pole, his, like his sacrum, his fascia, like what's going on? Is he confused? Does he not feel safe in this request from the rider? Are we communicating to the horse in a way that he understands? Or even, are we addressing the human? What is the human doing? Is the human carrying tension? Is the human putting out the intention, my horse never backs under saddle? So the horse is like, of course I'm not going to back because you're telling me I'm not going to back. Right? Like they mirror us. We know that. Right? So, or maybe it's just old frustration. Maybe it's an old trauma pattern that's never been released. So here's the thing, folks. Horse training is important, but it's such a small piece of the puzzle, and it doesn't always fix dysregulation. Everybody's working on the horse, but what about the rider's dysregulation? But here's what does work. Presence, right? Presence in the rider, presence in the horse. So another woman shared that her Morgan gelding, who was used for breeding, he was a stallion until he was 8, now he's 21, still reacts to loudspeakers at shows. She's been his trainer, her rider, and his show partner all this time. And she just couldn't understand why he would still react to loudspeakers. Well, first of all, I just want to bless this horse for staying in partnership for that long, right? But again, this isn't about the speaker. It's about what's being triggered in that moment. This horse may have unresolved noise trauma, a nervous system that never fully reset from his stallion days, or simply a lack of true emotional regulation in an overstimulating environment. And if we just focus on the sound piece of all of this, right, the loudspeakers, we miss the invitation to truly support this horse on a deeper level because, again, we're blaming the horse. The horse is reacting to loudspeakers. What is the rider doing? What is the rider doing to help him emotionally regulate and to support him in this situation? So there's a pattern I'm seeing, and it's not just with these two. These are just two examples. But what do both of these particular stories have in common? Well, they look like training issues, but they're not just training issues. If they were, the horse that hasn't been able to back with a rider on his back for 8 years would be backing now, right? These horses are saying something. They're communicating. I don't feel ready. I'm bracing because something hurts or something scares me or something just doesn't feel right. I don't understand what's being asked, and I'm too shut down or too activated to say it clearly. And when we don't listen to that, that's when the horses disconnect. That's when they check out. They shut down, or the opposite, they get pushy, and sometimes they even lash out. So why does this matter? Why does this matter? Well, if we stay stuck in surface level questions, like why won't my horse back after 8 years, we keep looping through those same surface level solutions. And we just keep searching and looking for another YouTube video, looking for another Facebook group with 500 comments and, free opinions. But if we dare to listen differently, to get curious about our horse's body, nervous system, and even what's going on in their deepest, darkest innards, their soul, their spirit, everything will change. That's when real solutions and real partnership start to happen. This is a bridge. It's a bridge. You come to this point where it's a bridge, and you can decide to go across the bridge and do the deeper work that needs to be done, or you can decide to stay on the other side of the bridge and keep doing the same thing over and over and getting the same results. Because here's the thing, your presence matters more than the training technique. This is the shift I teach. Getting out of horse training tactics mode and into listening to your horse mode. It's not about more tools or tactics. And sometimes we need to change our tools. Don't get me wrong, tools are important. But it's about helping the horse and human co-regulate, connect, and trust each other again. So if this is resonating with you, if you've ever felt like your horse's issues must be your fault or that you're doing everything right, but it still doesn't feel good, I want you to know you're not alone. People tell me this all the time, but they feel alone. And this is exactly why I do the kind of work I do inside my private coaching program, inside my signature sync method that I teach in my Bond Beyond the Saddle program. And if it's resonating with you, I want to share something with you. I have a somatic practice for repatterning repatterning the ask, right? When we ask our horses to do something. And this is inside my Equine Wisdom and Wellness with Dr. Pamela Substack, which I will link the info below. And I want to challenge you, my fellow horse lovers, to really start showing up for your horse in a way that goes beyond horse training techniques and start listening to the true wisdom of the horse. And until next time, listeners, stay grounded, listen deeply, and ride with heart.